Hello, everybody. It's November 1st, 2023, about 10:19 p.m. Let's see what's going on here. Alrighty. John Dudley this morning took Carolyn out of this house. I went to bed about 2:30. I was actually up about 4. She normally gets up and takes her medicines. Now, I could hear her moving around in here. She didn't sound in no pain. Sounded like for a little bit she picked up the broom and started to sweep a little bit. And then I heard that stop. And I expected her to come in my room and ask for her meds like she normally does in the 4 o'clock hour in the morning. Surprisingly, she didn't do it. Anyway, I eventually fell back to sleep, and I kept waking up. She ain't came and got them damn meds. About 8:30 or something like that, I got up. Let me get my ass up. It's too many hours without giving her medication. Okay, I come in here. She wasn't in here. I end up speaking to her daughter, and her daughter told me about 4:30, close to 5, something like that. Her daughter Carolyn called her, and something about sweeping her own damn floor. This is Carolyn's floor. She should sweep her own fucking floor. Anyhow, so I got the timeline of around 5 o'clock just because Carolyn actually called Lisa before 5 a.m. I haven't gave Carolyn meds since around midnight, and that was 22 hours ago. She takes 2 morphine, 30 milligrams per day. She takes 4 Percocet 4 times a day. She takes Xanax 4 times a day. She takes heavy medications. I used to be a heroin addict. Promise you, when I started to come down off of I got dope sick and I hurt. For whatever reason, she's still on the street with John Dudley. Hasn't had medication from me in all this time. There's only 1 or 2 explanations. One, she's been saving up some of the medications I give her. Possibility. Probably the one a little more likely. John Dudley is buying her drugs from outside, whether they're from another person they may know that gets that prescription, or they're just straight, he's buying it off the street. John Dudley is homeless. He's living in his truck. It done got cold as fuck outside. He's been plotting for a little while on trying to get trying to get back into this house by any means necessary. I don't know what Carolyn is wearing. I can tell you she had on some little plastic slippers. Whether she has on socks, I have no idea. Does she have on a warm coat? I have no idea, because I don't know where it would come from. So I'm assuming that she may even be underdressed out there. Now, earlier tonight, I did see John Dudley's truck at the laundromat. So I kind of went down that little street right there, and I parked and I got out so I could get a better look. Him and Carolyn were in there talking with other people trying to keep warm. Looked like he up in there panhandling him. Johnny has a girlfriend named Lori. He lives with her in the truck. She was his girlfriend before he went to jail when he tried to kill Carolyn last year. As a matter of fact, he had that woman living up in here at some point. She was up in this house. They're both thick as thieves. John's only interest is to get the two of them off the street. It's hard living. It's nice living out, being homeless with a truck you can sleep in when it's warm out, but when it's cold, that shit is hard. Another thing, John Dudley has credentials as a pipe fitter. $30 an hour plus per diem. But he refuses, or whatever the reason. He got out of jail. He went to the VA. He stayed there until right around the time the restraining order was over with, which is my birthday. He's been homeless since then, living up the street in his truck, right outside of the flea market in the parking lot for the auto auction. And the way he parks his truck in there is so damn obvious. I don't think he's 30, 40 yards tops from the main road. You can ride down the street and see him. It's disgraceful. John was working day labor. Okay. John did not work Friday because he was trying to plot to get Carolyn out of here. He did not work Monday because he was trying to get Carolyn. Tuesday, he did not work. Today is Wednesday. He did not work day labor. So apparently he got drunk and lost day labor. So now he's out there really desperate with Carolyn. But he has no job. And he's taking us. John's about 60 years old. Carolyn's 77. Big age difference. I've been finding paperwork. John Dudley is, I bet you Carolyn is $100,000 easily in debt. John has been draining this lady. He got put on her, one of her bank accounts, and got a mobile home. I remember that thing. That was a nice motherfucking mobile home. Okay, camper, whatever the hell it was, but it was nice as hell. One of the nicest I've ever seen. And I've seen some nice shit. When I first come around in January 2020, okay, John had a junkie prostitute named Tracy living in there. Okay. Found paper. He got put on one of Carolyn's bank accounts. And because Carolyn owns this house, that was able to get him mobile home or camper, whatever it's called. And he, in 2021, right around April, around coronavirus time, when we were getting those stimulus checks, John Dudley took Carolyn over and got 4 different loans off of her house for $4,000 apiece. So there's a lien on her house right now. John tried to get more money off it. No. Okay. He was going to bleed this woman dry for that. The day she came home last year, when I started staying here, him and Linda Cross were determined to take her to the bank, and he tried to get his name put on her account. The only reason he chose not to do it is because they were going to take the money out of Carolyn's account and to pay for all his overdrafts and everything. His bank account was overdrawn. Okay. Carolyn's house was within 30 days of being sold because he did not pay the taxes on it for 2 years. Okay. He was trying to take the money out of her bank account just to bleed it dry. He was like, well, Lisa will pay it. Lisa's Carolyn's daughter. John didn't give a damn. Okay, this man has no good intention towards her. He's a predator. He's been preying on her for years. He's been out of this house more than a year. Now it's got cold. Oh, now he's trying to do everything in his power, including taking a lady, taking a 78-year-old lady out of her warm, toasty house. As you see, I got short sleeves on. It's toasty in this house. She is now outside at 10 p.m. on a cold fucking night. It's about 40-something degrees outside. Maybe 50 degrees. She is with 2 drunks right now who are predators, and this old lady should not be out there in the damn cold. I don't know what kind of how she's dressed. The last I seen her, she didn't have no damn socks on and a pair of plastic little house shoes. Okay, that didn't cover her toes at all. They were just some slip-ons. She has no protection whatsoever if she has no socks on. I don't think she has a winter coat anymore. I bought her a couple little things, but nothing that would suffice for this type of weather for her being out. I cannot lie, when I seen her at the laundromat, I could see her head sitting down. Okay, but I could see John Dudley clearly talking to other people. I just could not make out from my position what she was wearing. So I'm extremely worried about her being out there. If John Dudley still has her right now, that means he did not accomplish what he set out to accomplish today, because he would have dropped her off. He intends, I guess, in the morning, probably to take her back to the DMV to get another license. Maybe take her back to the bank again, to the courthouse, whatever it is he plans on doing. But none of it is good for her. It just isn't. I'm worried. I'm gonna go out in my car about 1:30 in the morning in places I know that he parks. I assume he ain't gonna go back to where he normally parks, at least not until it's late, 'cause he thinks I won't come out and look But I will. I ain't got no problem. It's just right up the street. My car starts, no problem. I got a valid license, so I don't give a fuck. My car's insured, registered. I'm good. Um, if he's over there, parked under the tree where he normally is, I'm gonna go ahead and take pictures and to prove that he has her out facing the elements when she owns her own home, which is perfectly warm. She's got a nice hospital bed over there that she sleeps in. She has everything she needs here, including all the medication she could enjoy or needs. So there is no excuse to have this lady out at this particular time at night. None whatsoever. This is criminal. John is wanting a place to stay so bad, he's going to give himself a place to stay because his probation officer acts like he don't really give a damn. It's time to give him new charges. I stayed quiet. I hung back. I've been in touch with Carolyn's daughter all day. I just got off the phone with her before I made this video. We're on the same page on all levels as far as this goes. I hate to say it, but John's gonna fuck around and find out what it's like to actually be in prison. And considering his original charge that he's got probation, which he was able to get probation, but if he fucks up, he got to go serve prison time. Okay, hey, he had spousal abuse on an elderly person. Okay, that don't go too damn well. And the fact that he's gonna end up with more charges. They don't like his kind in prison. I mean, this is a predator. He is preying on a 78-year-old woman. John is either 60 or 63. Somewhere around in there. He's no older than 63. She just turned 78. Big age difference. And she has not been in her right mind probably close to 10, 15 years. She's been on medications for many, many years. I don't really know the story, but I can tell you that when I met her in January of 2020, John told me before I ever met her that she's about to die any day now. She's on hospice care. I came over and met her and I'm like, something just don't wash. Then a week later he calls me and tells me about 1:30 in the morning, and it was in the middle of February and it was the coldest fucking day of the damn year. So, it was miserable cold that night. He was drunk bragging about how he put that bitch out the house. He put her out of her own bed, out of his motherfucking house. His name is not on the lease. He is not married to her. He has no legal claim to this house. But he put her out in the middle of the night. It's cold as fuck. Luckily, she still had an automobile. She drove it up the street and parked at the Quick Trip gas station. And she slept in there all night. About a week later, John drunk went out and wrecked and totaled her damn car. Okay? and then tried to run and say that he got carjacked. Okay. About a week or two after that, John puts this old lady out the fucking house again. Still in the middle of February. This time she has no fucking car to go in. She went crying to the next door neighbor Penny, who took her in. Thank God. Okay, this man is a total piece of shit. I can go on for hours of stories I've known of things that he's done, and I have the receipts to back him up, because most of this shit I've documented, took video as it was going, as I seen it, or I took videos of me expressing what took place and basically in real time. So I got years of these videos. And I have stepped up to the plate. DSS has been involved. Whatever. I've been taking care of this old lady for over a year. She has not OD'd once. Went to the hospital. Every freaking week I get a drug count. Okay. My drugs have never been short. And I get oxy or hydrocodone. I don't know what I choose not to know that much. Percocet, morphine, and Xanax is what she gets. Always on top. I mean, never been short. Everything's on the up and up. I have people come out here each and every week. They basically inspect. DSS theirself a long time ago. They stopped making visits out here. They don't need to come. They seen I was doing good. And besides, I deal with hospice each and every week. And they basically inspect the house, count the meds, check her out, all kind of things like that. And I promise you they are on my side. I got paperwork that says from hospice that gives me right to have her medications to control. I ain't worrying about any of that. I am under a microscope each and every week. So I'm not worrying about me. Everybody knows. Without me, that lady would have been dead. Because he would have killed her from neglect and trying to kill her to take over this house. House now worth $100,000. How fucking fast can you spend $100,000? Pretty damn fast. Is that really worth killing an old lady for? Here's the truth of the matter. If he would have been able to let this old lady die from an overdose, nobody would have paid attention because she was overdosing every month. That's how bad it was under his care. I'm sorry, that just pissed me off. Even thinking about that. I can stand up to scrutiny. And John Dudley has a bad past. And I'm going to end this. I'm getting a little bit sleepy. I just want to kick back for about an hour or so before I go out in my car and try to look and see where he's parked at, because he literally has this old lady out in the elements, and it's like 48, 50 degrees outside. It's freaking cold here. And she doesn't have on enough clothes. She just doesn't. Anyhow, I'll give an update a little bit later. But as for now, her daughter did tell me that right before when I talked to her right before I started to make this, she did talk to her mother, and her mother is just repeating John Dudley's talking points at this point, which she's done for years. It is what it is. John Dudley is a predator, and he will get what he deserves. And if his main concern is getting off the street, because it's hard living homeless, he ain't gonna have to worry about it. He'll go back to the county. If they give him new charges, he'll have to wait to be charged. But he's already sentenced to 3 years prison time. They may take his ass straight wherever the fuck he goes, as long as he's off the street and not preying on little old ladies. I'm okay with that. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. Everybody have a good night. God bless.